Don't your employees?
It started. It started. There we go.
We started.
We have started.
59:55 on the clock.
Welcome, Devin. Welcome, whoever you are, both of you. What episode is this of Down the Cabana Hole?
Oh.
I think we're at 17.
17, I was going to say.
I think we're at 17.
I think we are at 17.
Yes.
But let me just confirm while we're talking.
And our sponsor today is that the name of the company? Just Rum?
I think so.
Colonial
I think
Estate.
it is Just Rum.
Yes. Just Rum. And this one is maple wood rested.
So I assume that means they put the rum in the maple barrel.
So did you see, is there sugar in it? Is it?
Well, it depends on what they put in it, but it's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
I got a new...
Did you check your blood sugar level? Today we can do a test at the start of the show. What's the blood sugar level?
Let's do it.
Do we want ice?
181. That's not good. Why did you do that? I just put a new sensor in too, so sometimes it takes... Did I eat something?
I don't know, man. Did you eat something, Devin?
I ate something at dinner and you see it went up, but I changed my sensor so there's a blank spot, right? And then it was coming down and then it shot up. Maybe I had a cracker. I can't remember.
A cracker.
Two crackers and some cheese.
Do you want some ice?
Sure, why not?
We'll start it with ice. I tend to like everything neat.
Well then no ice is fine. Or we should do it both ways. Right? And
that's what she said. Actually, that's what he said.
I was going to say.
Usually she doesn't say that.
Well, it depends on the she you're talking about.
No, that's true. So.
Let's do neat.
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 And it even comes with a little gold coin.
A gold doubloon.
Doubloon.
That's what we like to say in our house. You know, well, I won't say this because my son watches this and he might open his big mouth.
Nothing worse than a son opening his big mouth.
That's true. Cheers.
Cheers.
Including me, I'm a son.
Cheers.
I guess. I mean, I have a parent. It smells weird.
I think it was what you ate. Or that pot that's in the air.
No, it smells weird.
I don't know. Interesting. Oh, no, wait a minute.
This deserves a pinky up.
Wait a minute.
Think of it.
First hit, it was not going down right. But then it kind of rested in. It's different. It's definitely maple rested. Maple.
That's the problem with
wood.
Oregonians, man. That's the problem with, like people that live around Portland. They try to make crazy shit up, right? Yeah. This is what happens. They take perfectly good rum and they make it weird. And it's not gross or anything.
No, it just threw me off at first.
It's just different. But we're from the Portland area. Yeah. Things are different.
Keep things weird.
Yeah,
weird. Well, anyhow. So, anything you'd like to bring to the table today?
Well, you said you had some topics.
Oh,
so
no, I was just bitching a week ago.
Just bitching about what? What were you bitching about?
Okay, I think I'm giving in. And I could be wrong about this whole idea of can a man be a woman?
No, you can't give into that.
Because I'm seeing a lot of pussies around me these days. These guys are just no good.
Your employees?
They're weak. Everybody who's definitely in their 20s and some in their 30s, they are weak mentally, physically.
How old is your son?
They might go to the gym and work out.
How old is your son?
They're weak. 34.
Okay, so that means people your age are the reason why the children are like that.
No.
Well, who's raising them?
First off, Jordan is not weak.
You just said just because they go to the gym.
No, I'm not talking about...
I know, I'm talking shit. I'm just talking shit.
No, there are always a few exceptions to every rule, but I am just surrounded by weakness. And
okay, so
I see it, and it frustrates me as an employer.
Define weakness. Let's define weakness.
I don't want to get too specific.
No,
on anyone.
I'm not saying on a person.
Okay.
Define the term
Let me
weakness.
just say this. I was out hedging the bushes out there. Remember when this happened? And I accidentally hedged my arm. But I was almost done, so I finished the job and then went to the hospital.
Well, so you're not weak? Okay, but
No, I'm serious, and I'm weak. And this is the funny thing.
So,
my
again-
wife and I, we were talking about this, and it's like, compared to my dad, who fought World War II, went through the Great Depression, I always saw myself as weak. Because this dude did everything, but he sucked it up and got it done. Did what had to be done. Everyone else is like, oh, I have I'm just, my tummy doesn't feel good. You know, I'm just so...
So that's weakness? Your tummy doesn't feel good?
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember once I didn't go to work because I had 103 fever.
Okay.
That was it. Any other time, if I'm sick, if I'm hurt, whatever, I go to work. I do the job. I get a nail in me, a staple in me, I still work. I slice my hand, my arm, I still work. Okay, we did stop when we ran out of Band-Aids.
Well, and you did stop when you cut your finger off, because I saw that. That was pretty gross. And on top of that, I heard you yell, honey, I gotta go to the hospital right now.
I didn't want to look at
Like,
it.
you didn't even finish your cut. Well,
No, I did. I finished the cut.
but you didn't put it up. You weakling.
When I got back from the hospital, I put it up.
But you went to the hospital first.
Okay, you got me.
Weak man.
And I'm serious, man.
All right, let me take the other side, shall I?
Sure, go ahead, pussy.
I'm just trying. That's not fair. I didn't say this is me.
Go ahead.
But is it, you say that people like your dad, right? Mm-hmm. Like they just sucked it up and did it, right? But they also beat their kids. And they also beat their wives.
Okay.
They also didn't know how to deal with emotions or anger. They did a lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah, and wives were able to take a good beating back then.
That's true. They can't now.
They can't. No. Oh.
So, like, I get your point about people being weak. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. But
Yeah.
at some point, like, is life better? Like, what's the goal? If the goal is to be a hardened asshole who beats their wife and kids and sucks,
No.
then sure. Like, my parents' generation and my grandparents' generation, fucking awesome. But if the goal is to have, like, a better life and be able to say, my tummy hurts, and still be employed, then, I mean...
This is why I've always had kind of...
I'm trying to make a good argument here, okay?
I know, and you're making a good argument.
Okay.
Because, yeah, we don't want to beat our kids and that kind of stuff. We don't. I really didn't want to.
Want, have to, you know, it's a very fine line.
Man. But I had an employee before who asked me how I do what I do, because I told him when I first started this, I discovered I have a fear of heights. He's like, well, how did you overcome that? I didn't. You just do it.
Well, you didn't have a choice.
Exactly. You just do it. You don't have a choice.
That's what we asked Uncle Chrissy about him being seasick when he was a fisherman, right? You went out on the boat every day sick? He's like, yeah, I didn't have a choice. I needed a job and money.
Need a job. That's right.
So I think the problem is...
Nobody needs a job or money because they can...
Because they live with their parents.
Or they get money from Uncle Sam and...
Well, does everybody... I don't know. Like,
There's a lot of that going around, buddy.
Still?
Yeah, still.
Unless you're talking about, like, mothers of 8 children, like, perpetually on the government's teat. Like,
No, there's
some random guy who just doesn't want to work getting money from the government. How does that happen?
Okay.
Tell me, how does that happen?
I don't know exactly, but I do know one person, a relative, won't say male or female or who this person is. But this individual has not had to work at all because this individual knows how to game the system. So assistance with the rent, assistance with the food, assistance with a car, does not matter. This person has not had to work. And this person is 40-something. Not living at home with ma and pa.
Okay, so that's one person.
It's an example. It shows that it is possible.
I get that it is possible. Like, it is possible to game any system, right?
Oh, yeah.
But the majority of pussies, as you say, who are weak, are they getting money, random money from the government? Are they all gaming the system?
No.
Okay, so...
Not all.
So, the ones that are not have just figured out how they don't have to be men. Like He-Man, right? And so, who cares?
Well, I'm not just talking physical strength, because my dad was a smaller guy, because they were built smaller back then. But still, he was tough. He could just take it. Because he had to. Nobody has to anymore. That's the problem.
Is that bad?
Yes, it is.
Why?
It is, because it's making everybody weaker and weaker and weaker.
But that's the cycle of life.
Yeah, and then you die.
No, well, but here's the
I'm
thing.
looking forward to the next World War so we can wipe the slate clean and start over again.
It's coming. But what is it? What is it? What's the saying? Strong men create better times create weaker men, weaker men create
bad times,
bad times create hard men, hard men create
strong men. Yeah.
that whole thing.
Okay, so I did get in trouble when I was bemoaning this with the fetching missus. Because I was just talking about, I'm just tired of that, and I need some real men, and I went on, and she was like, I'm getting a little offended here, because you're making it sound like women are weak, and I said, well, yeah, physically, you are.
Comparatively,
you're weaker than men physically. You cannot take. I don't care about the childbirth. You can't take pain like men can take it. It's just true.
Well, they can't take physical abuse like men can.
There's those really hard things, but they're definitely smarter. Definitely smarter, and I need that too. Yeah. I mean, it's not just, and that's really, I guess, the thing that bothers me the most is not even so much physical grit, though that is important, but also just having that fortitude that makes you push through hard stuff.
How much of that fortitude in the 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s was alcohol?
I don't know, but mine wasn't alcohol that pushed me through it.
I didn't say you. I said 30s, 40s, 50s, right? Like, we remember, like, those dudes got up and went to work every day. Hard dudes. Right. But those dudes were fucking alcoholics.
My dad never drank a drop.
Okay, so your dad is the exception. We're talking in generalities here, right?
And I think that's a stereotype that is not accurate. I don't think every guy was out there drinking, beating his wife and kids. They just weren't.
What's the percentage then?
I have no idea.
I mean, let's take a rational guess.
But I'm always hearing people say, oh, well, this about this group, this about this group.
But you're claiming like 20-somethings are all pussies.
Well, that's because it's true.
Oh, so it's true in your case, only your case. But every other group that we try to, pigeonhole in some way,
there are exceptions.
Keeping up against them.
It used to be that in every carton of eggs, you'd have a rotten egg. But now it's every carton of rotten eggs, you got one good egg.
That's a really sad outlook on life.
It is. I don't like it. But, like Jason told me, he says, yeah, but you know what? That's okay, because pretty soon we're dead. It's like,
you're spending a lot of energy on something you can't control one bit.
Oh, man. And that's just
sad.
Why I drink. But this kind of brings into another thing that we touched on, and that was I just heard him release this stuff because the court is finally, it's all clear, he can release it. Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer.
Why do
Trevor
I know
Bauer.
that name?
Pitcher
Pitcher.
for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
See, I'm a sports guy.
No, you're not.
Pitcher for the Dodgers.
Okay.
Who got canned because this chick said he was sexually beating me and abusing me and stuff like that, you know, and did a restraining order and all that kind of stuff. So the is the baseball league thing. What is that?
The major MLB.
MLB, Major League Baseball, MLB. That makes sense because I'm a sports guy.
Yeah.
They canned this guy, you know,
Well,
and
did
he
they
fought
can
it.
him or did they suspend him?
They gave him this really long suspension. He fought it.
Yeah.
They made it shorter. Finally, he went over to Japan to play baseball
Sure.
to make some money. And now that things have come out in court, yeah, she's
A liar.
oh, big time. There are texts from her before she ever met this dude. She's texting a friend saying, well, here's my next victim. Major League Baseball pitcher. And these other texts back and forth about what are you going to steal? How are you going to do this? You know, it's all these texts back and forth that couldn't be released before as he's fighting this and fighting this and fighting this. And so now it's out. And it's like, you know, people, yeah, guys do bad stuff. You talk about beating the wives and kids, stuff like that. That has happened. But that's also a lot of stuff on the other side.
Oh, of course.
They cannot physically
sure.
beat us, but they can be vicious.
Oh, for sure.
They can be
For sure.
vicious.
Every time Christina and I talk about divorce, I'm like, I'm not leaving you. Like, you're going to take all my shit. Like, what's the point? Then I'm just going to be more miserable than I am now.
I don't want that. I want you guys being happy.
Yeah, well, it's a work in progress for sure. I think, do you think that two naturally unhappy people can be happy together?
Ooh.
Is that possible?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I think...
Like two Eeyores with no Tigger.
Well... yeah. I mean, maybe not that extreme, right?
That could ruin
But,
things
I mean,
really fast.
before I met Christina, people used to call me Grumpy Humpy all the time. And it wasn't because of her. She wasn't here. Right? And I don't think that her upbringing really gave her a rosy personality, right? She's not like Miss Happy-Go-Lucky. So...
Well, she's had some tough stuff in her life.
Yeah,
and so there are cautions
sure
that she does.
Yeah.
That you know needs to.
What are you gonna do?
We need road spikes is what we need.
Well, if I could be out there doing it, I would too.
That'd be kind of fun, actually.
Wouldn't it? So, as much as I dislike it, like, I get it.
Yeah.
So that's the real question. Like, if both...
It's definitely, you got to work on it, man.
If both of us don't really have a sunny disposition, like, can we really be sunny together? Or is it just some sort of, like, you know...
Well, if you already don't have a sunny disposition, and you're with somebody who does not have a sunny disposition, it's going to be hard to see the sun.
Yeah, I agree. For sure.
So, what we need to do is work on your disposition.
Yeah, good.
Making it sunnier.
Sunny, grumpy humpy, sunny humpy? No, that doesn't work. Happy humpy?
Happy humpy. That one makes me think of all kinds of things, though.
Yeah.
Happy humpy. I like that.
Maybe.
We want to make you a happy humpy.
Yeah.
What makes you a happy humpy?
I don't know. I think my problem is I have too many things I want to do and not enough time to do them.
Oh, yeah, I got that. That bums me out at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
like,
then,
I haven't worked on music in months.
Same here.
In months.
Same here.
And Devin the rapper called me today.
Really?
He was like, hey, dude, what's going on? And I'm like, dude, how are you? He's like, well, you know, I was thinking about music. And I'm like, dude, I haven't worked on music in months, and it's making me sad. He's like, me too. You want to get together? And
nice.
I'm like, yes, let me send you my schedule.
Nice. Yeah.
So let's see if he actually follows
Good
through.
for him, too. Yeah,
But,
that'd be good. That'd be good if he does that.
Yeah. So that kind of perked me up a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really good to have. Okay, so there we go. You need to set aside a block somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't have time.
Well, that's true and it's not true. It's real easy to say I don't have enough time because we have so many things that fill our time.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how some things always fill our time because those things have to be done. Well, if you make this something that has to be done...
Yeah, it's convincing my wife that it has to be done. Plus, this house business is taking up my mental cycles.
Your slumlord properties.
I'm not a slumlord. Well, I mean, we still don't even have the Carlisle house even in the system to be rented yet. And we had to make the first mortgage payment, so that sucks. Nobody likes to make 2 mortgage payments.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But the dude who has to do it is at a conference until October 5th. So, whatever, man. And the fish business.
Oh.
I finally sold all my fish.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't work very hard. So I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It took me a while because we came home end of August and it's October. So it took me a whole month to sell 47 pounds.
Yeah, but this is your first, step forward into it.
But I posted one time on Facebook. That's it.
Right.
And the people that I already knew who wanted some.
But that's my point.
Yeah, I put very little effort.
Exactly. As this continues, it will.
So I feel
build.
really good that I put hardly any effort into the selling of it and it's gone.
So when's the next time you get...
Well, I'm going in November 9th, remember? So we have to talk about airport trips.
Oh, yeah, we won't
bore you with that, but before I go home, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
So I'm going November 9th to go king fishing. So...
Gonna fish for some kings.
Yeah.
Any queens?
No.
Jokers?
No.
Peasants?
No.
Oh. Just kings.
Just kings.
All right.
Chinooks. Wild Alaskan Chinooks.
Nice.
But they're very expensive. $35 a pound, probably.
Whew. Wow.
But they're delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do like my salmon.
So, yeah. So I have to, with the cohos, I sold mostly for $15 a pound and I made $52.
Okay.
For lots of work. And lots of mental energy.
Oh, yeah.
I made $52. So, again, for me, I want to make money, but I kind of feel how, businesses have, a mission?
Right. Mission statement.
Mission statement. I kind of feel like my...
Do you want some more of this?
Oh, I'm not going to say no. Are you not having more?
I'm going to have some more. Yes.
How much wine did you drink? Dude, we talked about this.
I know.
Maybe we should have ice in here and see if the ice alters the experience.
Ice can alter the experience.
Well, and water
too.
in
my showers.
Like with bourbon, you put a little dab of this special southern water.
Wasn't that a Mary Poppins tune? Just a little dab of water makes the bourbon go down.
Yeah.
The bourbon go down.
Is that song royalty free yet?
My version is.
No, is the...
I don't know. Has
it
been
royalty?
50 years?
It's gotta be.
Isn't it a 50-year mark or something like that?
I can't remember.
I think it's 50 years.
So it's gotta be. So you should make that. We could make a little video in the Cabana.
I should make
a dab.
Some of my own songs.
Well, you should. All right. So what was I talking about? Oh, my mission statement, right?
Mission statement.
So I kind of feel like my mission statement
Man on a mission.
is to enrich.
Cool that down a bit.
And I don't know how to say it. So until I make it all fancy, let's get back to the basics. So basically, I want to pay the fishermen more than they get from the
of course
fucking processor because they get So I sold these cohos for $15 a pound.
Yes.
He has to sell them. The fishermen in town have to sell them to the processor for $2 a pound. $2 a pound.
Wow.
So I bought them for $3 a pound. So I bought it, and I'm hoping to get like more fishermen in line so that I can just have a cycle of boxes coming.
Ooh.
Right.
Nice.
So I want to like enrich the lives of the fishermen, right? Like give them more than
Right.
That.
Than what they're already getting.
And I also like want to provide like fresh, wholesome food to people that want it at the same price or less than they can get at the grocery store.
Right.
Right? Because the reason I charge $15 per pound is because that's what Safeway had it for, $15 a pound. But the cohos that Safeway had, it could have been weeks from catch to store.
Yeah.
Right? Mine was caught on a Sunday, filleted on a Tuesday, and frozen.
We got a Safeway one. It had worms.
Did it really?
No. I'm just kidding.
You started getting me excited. So
no, I wouldn't buy from Safeway. I would buy from you.
Well, but then that's the other problem, right? Like, I did sell some cheaper than $15 a pound because
they're friends and
and I feel bad, like, you know what I mean?
I do, because I do that for people all the time with my business.
But yours, like, my business isn't my means of income.
Right.
Right? It's like a way to, it's a means to being able to someday buy halibut quota.
And have a boat. Right? While providing, some better economy for the fishermen and providing, quality fish to other people. Right.
Right?
Right.
Like, I could never buy halibut from Costco.
Yeah.
Like, that shit, the way they fish that stuff, ugh. And halibut is delicious.
Yeah.
But, it sat on a long line for a couple of days, dead, and then, it went to the processor.
Ours sat on a long line for an hour.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. It was in the boat.
It was in the boat. It was in the boat for
We
a
had
couple of
to
hours.
bring it back. See?
Yeah.
See?
But it wasn't dead for like...
Yeah, this poor fish. It wasn't
like
dead
days
right away.
and days and
No.
days.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And even if they have ice on the boat, it's still like transported to the process. Like it can be up to a week to 2 weeks before it's even filleted. I mean, it's gutted and headed, but sometimes before it's filleted.
Right.
So, I don't know. Like, that's the mission. Right?
Okay.
So how do we make that
mission statement?
To
making your palate happy.
But that doesn't say anything about the fishermen. Right? Like
making your palate make fishermen in Alaska happy.
Providing a nutrient-rich alternative while
saving the planet.
While
saving the planet and helping native Alaskans.
They're not native Alaskans.
No, but if you say that, people will buy it because they eat up that shit.
Yeah, but again, like...
If you're saving the planet and saving natives...
I know, but you remember...
you could throw in the line,
you remember
we hate white men.
You remember the conversation I had with Pastor Matt about, like, if it's not genuine, then I'm not going to do it?
Right.
So, like, there you go. Although, just so you know, it might be an opportunity for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Baby came home after working at the church.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd like to go to church.
Wow.
I said, really? He's like, yeah, I want to know what it's all about. So I'm sure Dana would be happy to take you.
Yeah. We'll give him a ride.
So, there you go.
All right. You should come too.
No.
Come on, man.
We've had that conversation.
Come on, man.
No, not going to do it.
Come on. You're not going to melt. I'm melting.
Yeah, but what's the point? What's the point?
To open your mind.
Yeah, but even when I was talking to Pastor Matt about it, like, even if you laid out all the research and I believed you, right?
Right.
I'm still not going to church.
Oh, man.
I'd do it in my own way.
Okay.
Right?
Here's one of those holes to go down.
All right,
when you say lay out all the research, because we've got to liven this up again. I need to find the original interview. because it's from like, I don't know, the 80s maybe?
Okay.
Ex-Soviet KGB dude talking about how they brainwash the public.
Joe Rogan talks about it all the time.
Well, anyhow, it wasn't on Joe Rogan, but
No, he showed the interview from the 80s. He shows it. Really?
So it was the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He shows the interview on his podcast.
That's what everybody's been doing.
Oh yeah,
That's
for sure.
That's what everybody's been doing.
For sure. For sure.
And the reason what reminded me of it is he said, I loved his line, I don't care how many photos, facts, evidence I have in front of you. Once you are brainwashed, you won't believe it. And you won't believe it until you get a swift kick in the balls. That's when you will start waking up and believing facts again.
Yep. Oh,
And
we're
it's-
definitely there.
And it's amazing because you see people believe just bullshit stuff, or they'll believe something without once going, wait, my gut take says that doesn't quite jibe.
They don't have the gut take.
And so
that's the problem. Lots of people
it's been
don't have the
weeded
gut
out of them
take,
because of our public education. And
Well,
no, that's true.
That's
and
part of it.
That's a big part of it.
I went to
Why
public
is it?
education.
Why is it we have no? But it has been ratcheting up since we
Oh,
were
for
in school.
sure.
Why is it we have so many 30s and under who say, "Oh, free speech is important, but the government should stop certain speech
That's
because
because-
it's hate speech."
That's because they're pussies.
Exactly. Everybody's been doing it. But anyhow, it was fascinating to listen to this guy spell out everything that's been going on.
Oh yeah.
And that was ages ago.
Oh yeah.
It's
For sure. My kind of core like place when I hear anything is, yeah, if that comes out to be like factually true, yeah, I believe it. But like I can see where that's not true too. So, you know,
some things are either true or not true.
like what?
1 + 1 is 2.
Sure, but those aren't the things people argue about.
No,
Generally.
you're right. You're right.
Right.
But okay. But what they do argue about is, okay, they say global warming, and then you will get the chart that shows that it's not. There's nothing in relation to CO2 that
Well, that's
causes
the
it.
problem with-
CO2 is released when there's global warming. It's not what's causing the global warming.
Well, that's the problem. Is everybody sees that something is changing. Like I
Right.
think most people agree that something is changing.
But not like
Now-
they're saying that it is.
Well, but something is changing.
when you
right?
when you have someone say, "Oh, look, it's spiked so much," because they take this short window graph that only goes back to
Understood.
1970.
Understood.
You go back further.
Understood. I get it. Right?
Thank you.
But people have short memories,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And right, things are changing for a lot of people in a lot of places.
Sure.
It's not the same as it was even just 50 years ago.
I think that's bullshit.
I don't.
No, that's bullshit.
No, I don't think that's true.
No,
like
that's bullshit.
even
Everything
here
is bullshit.
Even
Devin.
here, no, even here,
Okay.
the way winter happens here
Yeah.
is not the way it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, there was snow every year, almost every year.
I don't remember there being snow every year.
Maybe not in Eugene, but in Portland.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is like now it's like
We've
every
been having
2
snow every year.
years. No,
dude.
every 2 years. It's been every 2 years, and it's been for like 1 week. Whereas when I was a kid, I remember long swaths of snow. And we had it sometimes at Christmas, sometimes in February.
Okay.
But my point is, it's not the same as it was. But I've only been alive 45 years. Like, that's nothing in time,
Right.
right?
Right.
But people are worried for their grandchildren.
No, they're not.
Well, I think... Why else
They
would
say
you
that
care?
they-
Why else would you care?
They care because they're convinced that the escalation is like this and not like this. And that's why they're worried about their grandkids. There are some people who won't have kids because they honestly think that the world is going to burn up.
Okay, well, those people shouldn't have kids. So good
Oh,
for
that's a
them.
good point.
Like, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Those people shouldn't repopulate. So most rational people, right? even like Old Man Gene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Old Man Gene is like Fox News every night. Okay, so he will he says, yeah, I've noticed that there's a change in the weather from what I remember over the years. The problem is, when you see a problem, and especially men, they want to solve problems. Like,
right.
That's what we do. So when you have a semi-agreed upon problem, like things are changing, right? Now,
go ahead.
If it changes far enough where the food production in California doesn't work anymore, we're screwed.
No, because the food production in other areas is
where is it?
Good.
Where is it?
Right.
And if they haven't been farming to know, then what are we going to do? So I think the problem is men want to solve problems. And there's about 50 different ideologies on what they think is wrong and how they think to solve it. And so people are putting money into some things that are also making money for a few people.
Right.
And brainwashing people.
Right.
But I think the fact that it's not the same is true, but it's never the same.
But this is where I was going to go.
Like, it's never the same.
Was it the same in the 600 to 1200 range?
No idea.
No, we know that we had this super warming period.
Yeah, sure.
So were they going around? We gotta have less cows because it's warming.
There wasn't 7 billion people on the planet either.
It doesn't matter. I'm pointing out. It is not human caused. It is not.
Well, what's the variables?
Okay, if you're gonna say it's the CO2. Well, how much of that is in the atmosphere?
I'm not.
How much of that is even man-made?
Are people really still talking about CO2?
Unfortunately, they are.
I remember when they were talking about the ozone. You remember that?
Yeah.
In the 80s?
Yeah.
Remember that movie that came out when they put a shield around the Earth?
Yeah.
Was it Highlander?
I don't remember. My point is...
This will go by the wayside.
And this was the other thing when I was talking about gut check. When this whole COVID nonsense first happened, obviously I was scared. Everybody was scared. It's like, holy shit, this is some serious stuff. But then, when you see that all the leaders and top people are, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, but then they do that.
Yeah.
It tells me, because who is it that's got better access to the information? They do.
Yeah.
And what are they doing?
Whatever the fuck they want.
Because they're obviously not afraid of it. Yeah. Because they knew that it's actually not deadly. COVID is not deadly. Yeah. You know what's deadly? Being fat. Yeah. That's what did it.
Well, but
it was a bunch of fat people that died.
Here's the thing. Like, you can't... Everybody's pussy, so you can't tell someone they're fat anymore.
I'm sorry.
You have to have body positivity.
I'm fat too.
Dana.
I'm fat too.
No. You're not like... I want to be mean right now, but I can't be mean.
Don't be mean. Be nice.
Fat people want to feel love too. So they want to put on their fat fucking fashion shows and tool around their fucking fat ways and claim body positivity, right? But really, they're going to fucking die of hypertension.
Right.
And, sorry, not sorry.
Right. That's my point. Go ahead. You want to do what you want to do. Go ahead and do what you want to do.
But when doctors are not allowed to tell you that you should change your behavior because it is unbeneficial to your health, that's messed up.
Big time messed up. Yeah. I so many times
fucking
wanted
fat
to
parties.
Talk to my doctor about psych. So, do you really believe this? You really think this mask that you're wearing right now does anything? It doesn't. It doesn't. There's been so many studies to show that it doesn't do jack squat.
What did they say in California when they got questioned about that? Well, we have to do something so people think we care.
Yeah. Well, and remember, gosh, this was early on. It was in...
All right, let me...
Oh, yeah, we ran out of time.
Do you think the ice helped?
I think it did.
I think it did, too.
I think it did. It needed a little bit of dilution, something to
But it's not the...
change
It's not the dilution
no.
of the alcohol percentage.
No.
But it's the the makeup of the flavor profile. It just needed a little cold and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We will end it on that because this could just go on and on.
Oh, it's gonna go on and on. Well, cheers, ladies
Happy
and gentlemen.
down
two,
the Cabana
two
hole.
people that watch. We're
Yes,
gonna
both
sign
of
off
you.
and keep arguing.
Yes.
So, sayonara, bitches.
Bichanara, Syra.
Yeah. All right.